talk to you about an exciting program that's coming to the Woodbourne Library in the winter of 2021, and it is going to be called the Climate Awareness Project. I have worked with about 10 or 12 different artists, and it's going to be a collaboration of artwork and how they perceive things about the climate. There will be paintings, there will be sculpture, there will be mixed media, there will be photography, and there will also be some fiberworks. And today we are going to start out introducing some of the artists that are going to be a part of this. Today we have Marsha Pippenger, who is a very well-known artist in the Miami Valley area. She has been involved with the community both in art and in other activities for over 30 years. And a mentor to a lot of people in the area. And today we're going to talk to her a little bit more about her studio and what she's going to do, because she's going to talk to us today about collage.
Okay, we're rolling. Hi, I'm Marsha. I'm going to show you a little bit today about collage. And I'm going to show you very simply how you can do a collage at home with the simplest of materials. At first I want to show you a collage that my granddaughter did. She just turned 5, so she did this when she was 4. She cut and tore pictures from a calendar and glued them down. She had a tiny bit of help from her mama. But this is Louise's collage. I took her collage, and you saw how big it was. I took a photograph of it with my phone and with my simple software on my computer, and I don't have anything special. I made a greeting card from her collage, and I want to show you her greeting card, because this is something you could also do with your own or with your children's collages or artwork. Can you see that okay, folks? And it makes a beautiful little card. I was able to put the words thank you on it because even the simple software has an application for text. So that's one thing you can do with your collages, even if you don't frame them or whatever. But it's also a good family activity. So I'll show you some of the materials. It's super simple. Any kind of paper for at-home work will do. I make my fine art collages on canvas, but that's not necessary. Any kind of paper material. Here's an old National Geographic, magazines, and then I have my box of cast-offs here. I have tons of paper in this studio, and I use handmade papers that come from different parts of the country. They're really beautiful. And that's one of my favorite things to use. So I use a lot of handmade in my own work, but you don't need to. This is one I started earlier, and you can kind of see the little composition that I was working on. And this was also for a demonstration. But let me tell you your materials first. A pair of scissors is handy. A glue stick, perfect. These are things that you would probably have at home. Paper, and then a couple of extras. If you feel comfortable, an X-Acto knife is nice because it's easy to move the paper around with the knife and pick it up with a knife if you have small sheets of paper, because you can pick it right up to place it. Notice how this is a piece of rice paper, and I tore it out in the shape of a tree. I thought that looked really pretty. And then if you need to make your paper stay down, if it's sticking up, waxed paper will do the job. This is a highly technical application, highly technical tool, wax paper. So when my papers won't stay, they just need a little encouragement. And I'll put the wax paper down, and most of the time I can just rub it with my hand. You can use something a little more realistic, like I showed you my little tree I made. You could do that. You could do a collage landscape. You can do a collage in portraits. I just saw one by David Hockney. He was a British artist, or is a British artist, he's still alive. That was done on top of a sheet of newspaper with just random papers. Really fun to do. And the thing is collage is very forgiving. I've already started this one so you can see my beginning. Now, some good tips are to make a little pile of papers that you like. It could be old mail, stamps, like I said, magazines, newspapers, really any kind of paper will do. You make a little pile of things that you like. You can cut or tear the paper. And then to make a good composition, and of course if you're working with kids, let them go. You know, let them make their decisions. I never try to guide them too much. But if you put a piece down, let's say we're gonna put this one and decide, well, let's see. I'm gonna try it here. And maybe I don't like it. I can pull it off. Even if I've already glued it, I can pull it off before the glue dries, and no harm done to your picture. So let's cut a couple pieces and put them in. And for this, I'm going to use my knife. So maybe I want to put a little piece of gold right there. It's nice and glittery and fun. If I don't want it there, I can pick it up and I can move it somewhere else. I could overlap it. I could put it here maybe. And there's some gold in this paper, so that might be a good idea. Maybe I want to put it right here or over here, or put it crossways, which I kind of like. So I think we'll do that. So we just take the old glue stick and slap it down, you might say, because it'll dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that. And we can insert it right like that. Okay, I just had a question from the audience, and it was a good question. Do you fill the paper? You don't have to, because you can always, what we say, we call it cropping. You can crop it, and you can cut your paper when you're done even to the size you want. So you wouldn't have to necessarily fill the paper. And one thing that can really add depth and texture is to do some overlapping. And in this little piece here, the yellow has been laid on top of the red. And depending on your paper, some of the color underneath may show through, some of it may not. If you get really advanced in this, my main adhesive is gloss medium. It's an acrylic polymer. It's in a bottle like this. And I use that with a brush, a slightly wet brush, and I can wet my paper or canvas with the medium. I can lay the medium, and if you're going to use that, you can put it underneath, you can put it on top. That actually really seals it well if you're using it, although, you know, glue stick is fine if you're at home. This would require a trip to the art supply store. It also dries clear. But if you get it really wet with water, even with the medium, you can soak the paper and rub parts away. So that's fun to do. And there's much, much more. This is only scratching the surface. But have some fun with it. Don't overthink it, especially in the beginning, and just have a good time with it.
Okay, so now we're going to take a look at some of the work that Marsha does up close. Can you tell us about this?
Yes. First of all, most of my pieces are colorful. I love color and texture. You see a checkerboard motif throughout this piece. And it's because I use that a lot. I like that checkerboard motif. The origin of that is from the Middle Ages. And this, well, it looks like a seascape, and it could easily be a seascape. It's it was inspired by my series that I call Redefining Walls, and that was the idea of looking at walls as an instrument of good rather than bad, that no matter what kind of a wall you build, the light will always break through.